Hello, guys, and you're welcome to the Journey of a Ninja Boy. My name is Pascal Oke, aka Pascali, that you already know. If you're new here, you're very welcome. Today, I'll be talking about 7 things you need to know as an international student when resuming school in January, which is the winter semester. 7 things. What's 7? 7 things you need to know. 7. 7 things you need to know when resuming school in January. If you're ready, I'm ready too. Let's go. Boom. Oh, na, 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 yeah. It's Pascal again. Welcome back, guys. I'd like to say a very Merry Christmas to each and every one of you watching me right now. And I'd like to thank all of my subscribers because over the weekend I noticed that I have gotten to 1,000 subscribers. So I say thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. I hope I've been of good help to you since you've been watching my videos. And for people that are new here, I want you to click on the subscribe button right now. If you have anything you want to do, just click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that anytime that I drop a video like this, you'll be the first person to be informed about all of my videos. And I would love to know how you spent your Christmas too. If your Christmas was good, drop something in the comment section. Let me know how it is. Or you just click on the thumbs up to let me know that you had a very wonderful Christmas. I also had a very good Christmas anyway. So let's get started. 7 things that you need to know when coming to Canada in January. January, let me tell you, if you've not watch one of my videos where I spoke about the Canadian university semesters, you need to go and watch it now so that you know the different semesters that we have and what are the differences between those semesters. And today I'll be telling you things you need to have or things you need to know when coming to school in January. So January, like I said before, is the winter semester. It is the coldest time in Canada. In some part of the country, this is like the most terrible time for you to even resume. But then, not to put a lot of fear in your mind anyway, it is a good time to also resume as well. So the number one thing that you need to know when coming is to get a very good winter gear. So when I mean a winter gear, you need to get yourself a winter jacket, a winter boots, and some very good gloves because it is always very cold. And I'm going to be telling you based on my stories or based on things that I experienced while I was coming or when I was coming to study in Canada too as well. So the more reason why I said you should get a very good winter gear is because it is always very cold. Sometimes some part of the country you probably get to like -20, -30 degrees, which is really cold. My advice to you is that when leaving your country, if you're coming from Nigeria, for example, you should get yourself a very nice jacket. I wouldn't advise you that you invest in buying the jacket from Nigeria because sometimes it is good that you come to Canada to come and get a nice or a very thick jacket that would really help you because I'm not sure if people are selling jackets that are really cozy enough for you to even live through this winter experience in Canada. So get yourself a very good winter boots. Once you get here, get yourself a very good winter jacket and always go outside with your glove because sometimes your hand can get frozen from being in the cold so much without gloves. So that is the number one thing. The second thing to know is that if you don't plan to buy a car immediately that you land in Canada, you need to get yourself a bus pass. A bus pass you can get from, if you're studying masters. For myself, when I came, the Graduate Student Association actually included the bus pass money in the fees that we are paying for the association. I think it is already included in the tuition. So we have a bus pass that lasted us for, I think, a year. I think it's a yearly bus pass from the Graduate Student Association. But if your school is not providing such thing for you, just go to the nearest bus station to get your bus pass. There are monthly bus passes. There are single ride bus passes. There are like multiple ride bus passes. But I would advise that you buy a monthly bus pass if you don't, if your school is not giving you the yearly bus pass anyway. Because I know that some schools will have an agreement with the government or with the bus transit system and make sure that they have a pass for each student that are coming to the school. And again, after you get your bus pass, you should familiarize yourself with the bus schedule, because it is so difficult in the winter when you don't know when the bus will come to your junction. You need to know every bus stop that is close to your area, to your house, to where you'll be living, to where you'll be staying. You need to know every bus stop, and you need to know what time the bus gets there. So in New Brunswick that I am in Fredericton, the bus comes every 1 hour, and some comes every 30 minutes. But on the weekend, I think it is only 1 hour that it comes. I don't really know. I used to take the bus before, but now I stopped. But I'm saying that you need to know the bus schedule. The bus schedule is really important. Let me tell you one funny story before we continue. There was a time that I was going for an interview inside the school, and I had already suit up. I had my suit. I was looking so nice with my winter jacket. But then, just like I was advising you to have a good winter gear, I did not put on my winter boot. I put on a very nice shoe because I was going for an interview. And I was so late for my bus because I did not monitor the time that the bus was going to show up. So when I was going on my way, that is how I slid. Boom! I fell on my nyash. I fell on my nyash. It was not funny that day because I was chasing the bus and at the same time I was falling down. But never mind anyway. Just make sure that you get your winter gear ready and also monitor the bus schedule. Familiarize yourself with the bus schedule. So let's move on. The next one, which is as good as the first two that I told you, is to get a house or a place very close to school. If you're going to be renting house, I would advise that you rent a house outside the school. I feel like it is cheaper to rent outside the school than to stay in residence. But if you have the money to stay in residence, it's always a very good one because you're not far away from every classroom that you need to attend. But if you're not staying in the residence, you should get a house or a place that is very close to school so that you won't have to be monitoring buses too, because sometimes if your house is really close to school, you can actually walk down to school. Sometimes you won't need to take a bus. So that is as good as my first two, because if you don't have a good winter jacket and you don't have good winter gear, winter boot and stuff, and you don't monitor the bus schedule, or you don't have a bus pass, you can always walk to school if your house is very close. So let's move on. The fourth one is this. I would say that when you get into Canada, at the border where they're going to issue you your study permit itself, because I know that you don't get your study permit while you're at home, you get a letter saying that you can actually come into Canada. But at the border, once you enter, they will give you your study permit. I would advise you that you should get your SIN number also at the border if they allow you to do that, because sometimes once you are done getting your study permits, there's always an avenue for you to get your social insurance number at the same place. So if you're not in a hurry, I would advise that you get it there. But if you're not able to get it there, there's always a Service Canada within your locality that you can always go and get your SIN number also. But that is very important, because before you can do anything, before you can open the bank account, before you can get a SIM card for your phone, you would have to have a SIN number. So you should get that. That is the fourth one. The next one is for you to be careful when getting a credit card. You remember that I told you that you should get your SIN number because you'll be able to use it for bank. So once you get your SIN number, I would advise that you walk straight to the bank to open a bank account so that you can always have your money in the bank account. If you come with cash from wherever you're coming from, you can always deposit your money into the bank immediately. I don't think it takes a lot of time for you to open a Canadian bank account. And I would advise that you get a credit card. One credit card for starters anyway, until you know how to use or how to manage the credit card. There's no free money in this country, but most times they make you feel like credit card is free money. I would advise that you get $1,000 if the bank that you're opening an account with permits you. Get a $1,000 credit card, because it is very big. It is big enough, but not too big. I'm going to talk about how to manage your credit card very soon, but for now, make sure that you do not collect multiple credit cards with multiple banks. Just open a bank account and get the credit card at that same bank and know how you will manage your credit card. Do not spend your money. Do not overspend the money there. It is not your money. It is basic money, for those of you that understand that. So let's go on. The next one that is very good in settling you down, I think this is like my number 6 anyway. I've lost count. The next one is connect with other international students, and not just in other international students alone. Connect with the locals too, the Canadians, because you really need them. You would actually get more information when you connect with the locals than your fellow countrymen or other international students, because you guys are coming from outside. But I would say that you should mix with your fellow countrymen if you have them around. You should mix with other international students, because you guys are going to share ideas and going to go to places together. You're probably going to do classes together and be able to share notes and share knowledge within the courses that you'll be taking in the school. But also connect with the Canadians to connect with them, because you would really need them. Make friends with everybody. Don't be the type that is really shy, and even if you're introverted, you should try as much as possible to greet people, to connect with them, to have conversation with them. Be bold enough to approach people and say hello to them, and also connect. Don't be overbearing in any way, but just try your best. Try as much as possible to connect with people, because that will really, really, really help you. The last but not the least on my list is that it is never too early for you to start applying for your permanent residency. Once you get into Canada, you need to start reading about how to apply for your permanent residency. I think this is one of the mistakes that some of us made when we came in. We thought that we would probably need a lot of things to apply for our permanent residency. But when you get into Canada, it is as good as you're already here, you know. But I don't know what to say to you. I would say that the best thing to do is just research about it, even if you're not going to apply immediately. But let me tell you one thing that is like the fundamental thing that you need to have before you can even start applying for an express entry program. You need to have a test of English. If you don't come with a test of English, if your admission was not, if IELTS was not a requirement for your admission, this is the time for you to read about IELTS. And there's also another English test exam, which is called CELPIP. I'm going to be talking about CELPIP and IELTS later on in one of my videos. I'll be doing a comparison of IELTS and CELPIP. I feel like CELPIP is better, but we will discuss it when the time comes. But that is my final tip for you. Read about express entry. Know how to apply, know when to apply. I did a video about New Brunswick giving students the opportunity to apply for their permanent residency even before they finish school. You can watch that right now if you have not watched that video. That would also give you a very good insight on the requirements that you need to apply for your permanent residency or your provincial nomination. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, click on the subscribe button before you leave here, and share this video with other people. This video is dedicated to all international students that are coming to Canada. For those that are here already and will be starting in January, this is also a good video for you. And thank you very much for watching. And as always, I still remain your host, Pascal, aka Pascali, that you already know. Till next time that I meet you again, thank you very much for watching and have a good time. Bye.